Hello friends, welcome to Gate Pathshala. We are studying electrical engineering, and in the last few lectures, we have completed DC transients by classical and Laplace method, Laplace transform method. Now we are heading towards AC transients. Transients means transients arising due to sinusoidal source. So we are going to study that in this lecture. Before that, thought of the day. आज का सुविचार है सत्यम ब्रूयात प्रियम ब्रूयात ना ब्रूयात सत्यम अप्रियम प्रियम च नानृतम ब्रूयात एष धर्म सनातन। अर्थात सत्य बोलना चाहिए, प्रिय बोलना चाहिए, सत्य किंतु अप्रिय नहीं बोलना चाहिए, प्रिय किंतु असत्य नहीं बोलना चाहिए, यही सनातन धर्म है। ठीक है, इसी सुविचार के साथ इसका एलैबोरेशन की आई थिंक देयर इज नो नीड, everyone understood. So let us move towards our academics. So let us start AC transients. AC transients. Now I am going to show you two results regarding RL circuit and RC circuit. Only in AC transients. That much is enough. So I am in this lecture I am going to do the derivations for that. Derivations. And in the next lecture we will see numericals based on these things. Okay, there are very less chances that these things will come in exam, but they might come. 10% chances are always there. In 2018 this AC transients came into the gate exam of electrical engineering, so it is important. But otherwise in other exams, in state PSUs or in central PSUs which conduct their own exams, this AC transients has very less chances of coming into the exam. But in the gate point of view, it is very important, and for learning point of view also, it is happening it is having very much significance. So let us see AC transients. So let's take our circuit. So first thing what we are going to do, we are going to see the transient response of AC circuit, or we should not like that, of RL circuit having sinusoidal excitation. Okay, so we have to study this. Okay, so for that let me first introduce the circuit. So this is plus minus Vm sin omega t plus phi. And then there is always a switch. Whenever you see, very interesting thing that if you want to find out that the question is from transients chapters, then it is very easy to find out because there will always be a switch there. So we have a switch, and then one R is there, one L is there, and then close the circuit. Now there will be a current. Suppose this current is IT. Now this much is common to everything, but the only thing changed here is Vm sin omega t plus 5. This is the sinusoidal source with phi as its phase at the time of switch closing. Okay, means it is its initial phase. So where is the eraser? So let's remove this so that our circuit should look much clearer. So now you see this is our circuit. So what is the first thing to be done? So the first thing to be done is, if we are doing it from classical method, because if we go in Laplace transform method, then this circuit will become even more complex in that case. So for this case we will see in classical method only. Okay, so for its derivation we will write the KVL equation. So Vm sin omega t plus phi should be equal to RIT plus L di over dt. Correct or not? Correct. So you see, if I divide this whole equation by L, then what will happen? Now my equation will be Vm by L sine omega t plus phi plus R, not plus, equal to R by L it plus L by L is nothing but cancelled, di over dt. Okay, now this is a first order non-homogeneous equation. Correct or not? Correct. So if anybody has doubt what is the first order non-homogeneous equation, you can refer to my previous lecture of DC transients. You will find it in the starting lecture that I have explained what is order, what is type, what is homogeneous, what is non-homogeneous equation. So for this type of equation, the solution will be having two things. One is particular integral and one will be the complementary function. This denotes, the particular integral denotes the steady state and complementary function denotes the transient state. Correct or not? So how to find it? So for ICT it is very easy. K e raised to power minus R by LT. You know it better. We have already done these types of things in previous lectures. So you can always refer that. So ICT will come out to be this. Okay, the value of constant K we have to find out. Okay, let us move forward. Now how to find IPT? So first order non-homogeneous equation. So for that we have a very wonderful formula, that IT into e raised to power p dt equals to q e raised to power p dt plus constant C. So this is the formula we already know to solve a non-homogeneous first order equation. So for that, what is the value of P here? The value of P is e raised to power R by L dt. Correct or not? R by L dt, and then this is equal to, what is the value of Q? This will be Vm by L sine omega t plus phi. Correct or not? Sine omega t plus phi into e raised to power by R by L dt integration plus C. So this is the way of finding out particular integral. Okay, so one more thing, you see, for finding out particular integral, this will be moved toward this place. So we will get the value of IPT. So let us not solve it, because you can see there is a sinusoidal term, also there is an exponential term. So we have to do it in parts and it will consume time. So let me move directly to the answer. What will be the answer? You can try it in your home and you will, I am sure that you will be able to solve this equation from your 12th standard knowledge only. So let me write the answer. What will be IPT? So IPT will come, the value of IPT will be Vm over R square plus omega square L square into C sine omega t plus phi plus theta. Okay, this will be IPT. So what is the value of C here? C is nothing but under root R square plus omega square L square. And what is theta? Theta is nothing but minus tan inverse omega L over R. So this will be the theta. So what will be our full solution? So our full solution will be ICT plus IPT. So the value of IPT you have already got. So let me write these things here. So what will be our answer? So our answer will be Vm over under root R square plus omega square L square into sine under bracket omega t plus phi minus tan inverse omega L by R plus Ke minus R by Lt. This thing you are going to get. Now I want to find out the value of constant K. So now to find out the value of constant K, let us see what we can do. So let us take initial value. That means at time t is equal to 0 plus what will happen to I? That time I will be 0. Why 0? I at 0 plus will be 0 because inductor resists any change of current into it. So at the switching, just now at the switching instant, current will be 0 because this is a series circuit of containing inductor. So there will be current 0. So when current will be 0, let us put 0 here, and so our equation will be like under root r square plus omega square L square sine, putting t is equal to 0, we will get 5 minus tan inverse omega L by r plus k. Correct or not? So the value of k, you have got k equals to minus, simply I will not write it again. So bring k here and you will get the answer. So our answer will come out to be, when k will come here, so our answer will be k equals to minus, because when k will come here it will be minus sign. Okay, so the value of k we have got. Now let me write the whole equation. So our whole equation of current I will be equal to Vm under root r square plus omega square L square under bracket sine omega t plus phi plus theta minus sine phi plus theta e raised to power minus r by Lt. So this will be our final answer. So let me bring out one more thing here, that you see this r square plus omega square plus L square is nothing but the impedance of the circuit. So Z equals to under root r square plus omega square L square. This is nothing but the impedance only, and theta, which is equal to minus tan inverse omega L by r. This is only the angle by which we have already studied current will lag voltage. So nothing else. So our equation is quite similar that we have already studied in our earlier classes. So we are going to analyze it further. So let me tell you one thing. So this is, if suppose at t equals to infinity, that is at any steady state, when a steady state will come, then what will happen? So if when a steady state will come, this portion will become 0. So the equation you will get will be like, you can say t tending to infinity, sine omega t plus phi plus theta. So now you see this equation we are using in our everyday lives. This is nothing but voltage. This is the value of I we are generally finding in an AC circuit. So this is voltage, this is impedance, and this is the angles, sine omega t plus phi plus theta. So this is nothing but our steady state value of the circuit, the current in the circuit. So this is the very known equation to us. This will be only remaining when transient will die out. This is transient. When this will die out, we will having this much only. Okay. So let us come forward. So let us analyze our equation. So our last equation I wrote, the last equation containing transient and steady state terms was Vm over Z sine omega t plus phi plus theta minus sine phi plus theta e raised to power minus r by Lt. So this will be our answer. Okay, so this our answer will come. Now I want to analyze it further. So let us draw the graph of this circuit. When we will draw the graph of this circuit, then what will come? Let us find out. So first of all, the first term, that is IPT. So our first term, you see, is current of current, our first term of current, it is advanced by an angle of phi. Okay, so a sinusoid like this will come. Correct. This will be our first term, that is this will be IPT. Okay, this angle will be minus phi. This is 0 only. Now let me plot now let me plot the complementary function. If we will plot the complementary function, how it will be? Complementary function will go like this. Okay, it will be die out as time will increase. So this will be the complementary function. Correct. So our final function, that will be the summation of these two functions, how it will look like. So it will look like this will be our resultant function. So this will be our resultant function. Resultant IT. Okay, so this will be our complementary function. So you have seen this is complementary function, this is this is complementary function, this is particular integral, this is representing this is representing steady state, this is representing transient state, and this is the summation of both states. Okay, so now I want to tell you one thing here, that if theta equals to phi, if this happens, then what will happen? If theta will be equal to phi, then in this case negative of phi, then what will happen? This term, you see, this term will become 0. It means if theta is equal to minus tan inverse omega L by R, so if phi equals to tan inverse omega L by R, then in that case there will be no transients in system. This is the most important point here. If theta equals to phi, if theta is equal to phi, then in that case minus phi, then in that case there will be no transients in the system. So the switching instant, the switching instant is very important. So if we will switch in the instant when phi equals to tan inverse omega L by R, there will be no transients. So this is all about RL circuit. Now let us move to RC circuit. So now we are going to study transient response of RC circuit. RC circuit having sinusoidal excitation. Similarly, in this very same fashion, we are going to do that. There is a voltage source Vm sin omega t plus phi, and then a switch, and R, and then C. So let me not try to solve it and directly tell you the answer. What you have to do, I can guide you, but solving this whole equation will be very much time consuming. So again we have to do the same things. First of all, what we have to do, we have to write the KVL equation. So it will come RIT plus 1 by C 0 to T I dt plus VC0 plus, if capacitor was initially charged, equals to Vm sin omega t plus phi. Correct? Now you differentiate this equation once, so you will get RDI over dt plus I over C. This will be 0 and this will be Vm omega into cos omega t plus phi. Now divide by r, so you will get dit over dt plus I over RC equals to Vm omega by r cos omega t plus phi. Now again, this is the first order non-homogeneous equation, again solving in the same fashion. There will be I which will be having complementary function as well as a particular integral, and then the solution will come out to be k e raised to power minus t over rc plus particular integral. That will be, you can guess, it is the steady state equation we write for a capacitive circuit. There will be here it will be impedance underneath r square plus 1 over omega c square. Then what will come here? Here comes sine omega t plus phi plus tan inverse 1 by omega cr. Why plus? Because in the case of capacitor, current is leading the voltage. So this equation, the steady state equation, is already known to us, as in the case of inductor also it was known. So let us find out further the value of k. For that, I0 plus at the switching instant, I0 plus was, because capacitor is short circuit at that time, it will come Vm sin phi over r. This is nothing I have written. What I have done is, I have short circuited the capacitor. I have short circuited the capacitor here, and then I have simply written the equation, KVL equation. So nothing more I have done here. So this will be the value of I0 plus. When you will put the equation, what you are going to get finally is, our final answer will be IT will be equal to Vm sin phi divided by r minus Vm over z. This is z. Sin phi plus theta into e raised to power minus t over rc plus Vm over z sin omega t plus phi plus theta. Correct or not? Correct. So this will be our final answer. So that's all about RC circuit and RL circuit response with sinusoidal source. Now I have just done the derivations here. Now in the next lecture we are going to see the numericals, and then you will understand it fully. Okay, so this was only the derivation part. So thank you. Let's finish it.